Hello friends, today we have here this Samsung Galaxy J3 Prime, I think. Let me check the model number. Yeah, it's a J3 27T1. It's right here. Okay, J3 27T1. It's from Metro PCS. The problem on this phone is the water damage. So today I'm gonna show you two things: how to open this screen to separate it from here, and the second thing, how to do the water damage treatment, I mean. Alright, so let's start. To do this repair we will need some tools. We will need some plastic like this, packaging plastics. We may need this guitar pick, a Phillips screwdriver, an adhesive, a glove, and a heat gun. This is the heat gun. Alright, and the first thing we're gonna do, we will open this back cover, remove the battery, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna heat up the surface of this phone like 2 to 3 minutes until we feel like it's hot. We don't focus the heat on one side, but we're gonna like spread the heat all evenly all over the face, because if you focus the heat on one spot, you may burn the LCD in the bottom. So let's start, as you see, like this, up to 3 minutes. Alright, I already heat it up like 3 minutes, and now the screen is very hot. So what I'm gonna do, I will use this adhesive and I will insert it here, just make small gap like you see. And after I make this small gap, I will use this plastic and I will insert it here. Alright, so once I insert this one here, I will like slide it all over the edges. Make sure don't go deep, because the edge of the LCD is very close here to the edge. Especially in these corners. If you just keep like sliding this, you may separate the LCD from the glass, and this is not gonna be a good thing. As you see, that's what I'm doing now. I'm separating the LCD from the glass. So what I need to do, I will insert this one here and make sure I get underneath the LCD, just very gentle. I don't want to break this LCD, okay? Alright, so now I'm sliding this exactly underneath the LCD. So once I have this plastic exactly underneath here, I will just add more heat. Make sure don't slide this one in this side, in the bottom here, and on the top here, because you have the LCD cables here, okay? Alright, more heat. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I will just try to lift up this using this thing. we have a lot of cables in this side here, so make sure, I mean not a lot of cable, we have the main cable here, so make sure don't slide it all the way until you see where you are sliding this plastic. Okay, so now as you see it's lifted up, and I'm just gonna like keep it like up like this. Alright, so once the screen is lifted up like this, make sure don't just pull it up, no, just keep holding like this and use more heat here to separate this part in the bottom. Alright, so once I heat it up enough, I will just insert this thing inside and try to use it to lift up this part here. As you see, I'm using only the plastic. One more thing, when I use this one in this side here, I know how I'm using it. This may break your LCD, so don't just use it carelessly. No, make sure you are very, very, very careful and do it right. And make sure don't touch the LCD, the middle part, with the metallic tools. You may break it easy. So now we have a small bracket here. I will just like lift it up. Oh, it flies. So now after that I will just disconnect this cable. This is the LCD cable, and if you see here, I may break this. I may cut the cable from here, but the good thing I didn't cut it. Alright, so those are the cables that you need to be very careful of them. When you are sliding this one here, you may cut the backlight cable, it's right here, and you may cut the LCD cable which is here, and also you may like cut this cable here. You see the plastic is going underneath, and this one here too, so you gotta be very, very, very careful. Alright, so that's how we open the screen on this one. Now we're gonna move to the next thing, which is cleaning this phone from the water. Okay, so to do that we need to open all the screws here and separate this part and get into the motherboard inside. Alright, now I'm gonna use the Phillips screwdriver, and I will open all these screws here. 1, 2. Alright, so as you see here, I remove all the screws. We have here 5, so the total they are 11 screw. 11 screw. I have 10 here and one still stuck here inside, but it's not a big deal. I will it's already open. So what I'm going to do now, I will use this IC Sami and I will insert it here between this frame and the glass, between the frame, the outside frame and the middle one, just in this side where the battery is, so I'm not gonna touch the motherboard, and I will lift it up like this, and make sure do not like just keep like prying up, because you may damage something on the motherboard. Alright, so it's open. I was like pushing from inside with my fingers, so that's why it opens like this. So now we have here this motherboard. I will disconnect all the cables. This is the first one, and I think I have screw holding the motherboard here, if I see it. No, there is no screw holding the motherboard. And the phone still have some signs of water damage on it. If you see this part here, let me zoom on it. So we have water here. So I will disconnect the motherboard out from here and remove everything. So you see the water is right here, and I will disconnect the camera. The camera has this lock here. I will open this lock. Let me remove this plastic first. So the lock opens from here, and you can take the camera out. And the same thing for the front facing camera. You remove this plastic which is covering it and open this lock, lift it up gently, don't use any force, and voila, we got the camera out. So now we have this sprocket here. We need to lift it up gently. Make sure you have, when you are like trying to pry this up, make sure you have some components here, don't damage them. All right, and we have this piece of tissue or adhesive which is covering this part here too. It's like a copper tape, black from outside and silver from inside. Okay, I removed it. So I think everything is removed now, and it's time to start cleaning this motherboard. Alright, so to clean this motherboard we will need alcohol and toothbrush. This is the toothbrush and this is the alcohol. And just like scrub all the motherboard like this very well, and make sure don't leave any signs of water or rust or corrosion or whatever. Okay, I think I need another toothbrush because this one is like, I think it's damaged. Okay, after I done the cleaning the motherboard, I will clean the other parts just to make sure no water left on the frame, because I will put the motherboard back here. The camera lenses, make sure don't touch them with the toothbrush and the alcohol. You may like make the camera foggy or blurry. You see the red side here, this is like it works as a cooler for the processor on the phone, so don't touch it with the toothbrush unless there is water on it. This is a pad, it's like a gel, and when the processor gets hot it's touching the top of the processor, and when it gets hot it reduces the heat or spread the heat or absorb the heat. Alright, I think everything is fine now. So the last thing I'm gonna do, I will heat up this motherboard and inspect it very well. I need to use the light. Make sure there is no signs of water damage or rust or corrosion on it. So I have this magnifier. Alright, everything looks fine from this side. Let me check the other one. Okay, it looks like everything is good, and that's it. So what I'm gonna do now, I will heat up the motherboard just warm it. Alright, it's warm enough. So now I will put this bracket back. You see this this gel here? This is like a cooler for the processors. I think I put, I'm not sure if I put the cameras correctly. Yeah, I think so. So I have this small adhesive, piece of adhesive need to be here. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I have to put this one here and connect everything. Alright, so now I have to put this back into this frame. Alright, it's back. And it's time to connect the LCD. I'm just checking if the LCD has some water on it. And the cables are clean here. Okay, it's clean. So connect the LCD. Make sure it's matching perfectly before you snap the cable. Okay, it connects. And I will test the phone before I put everything back together. Turn it on. Et voila, it turns on. But the thing that the screen look like shows these lines. Maybe these lines are here just because what they call them, the cable is not connected good. You can lift it up and reconnect it. Or maybe the screen got damaged with the water from this side here. So let's wait for the phone to turn on, and after that we're gonna figure it out. It takes too long. Alright, it's turning on. If you see here, this dot here, this because I touched the LCD when I was like opening from this side. We'll just plug it in charge in case the battery is dead or something. Okay, it still doesn't show anything. Just a shadow of Metro PCS. So I'm just gonna wait until I see a sign. Okay, it turns on now. Alright, it has a password. I think I know the password. The password is CM12. Done. Yes. Okay, as you see, the phone is on and it's charging, but it seems like we need to replace the screen on it because the screen, I think, it got damaged with the water. Alright guys, so after I test the phone, I see that it shows like some lines on the screen, and as you see here, you see the lines here. These lines, they may go off after the screen, the LCD dried out a little bit, but I think even if I leave the screen like this, there is no way like to clean it inside. So just I'm gonna replace the screen. Sometimes you need to clean the cables here and the components in this side, in this part. This may like make the screen work better after you clean it. I'm just gonna wait until it turns on. Alright, so the phone is on now. What I'm gonna do, I will put the password. It's CM12. Done. Alright, so this is the phone. As you see, the screen is blurry. Sometimes the screen may like be blurry like this, but after a while it may work, as I said in the beginning. And just what you need to do, back up all your information from the phone by turning on, go to device, and when you go to device, find the build number here. As you see, this is the build number. Type on it like 7 times and go back. Okay, it goes back. So when you go back, no, it doesn't go back. So when you go back, just one step back, you find the developer option here in the bottom. Click on it and turn on the USB debugging. You see it here, turn it on. And also you go scroll down and you see here USB. I don't know if you see it clear. USB, make sure it's MTP, Media Transfer Protocol. Sometimes when you open this one, it's gonna show you just like charging only. So if it's like if it's charging only, you cannot transfer the information from this phone to the computer. So make sure you select this option here, MTP, Media Transfer Protocol. Select it, and you can go back. And when you go back, just connect the phone to the computer, and it will like allow you to open the memory of this phone and transfer everything on it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I will open this screen from here. I will remove it and check if there is like any kind of water damage on this area here. So what I'm gonna do, I will remove this plastic, this copper tape which is covering this component here. I don't see like any water there, but I will clean this part too. And that's how you clean it. Make sure you hold it and you clean it very well. Make sure don't trip off the cables. They are like paper, you might like cut them quick or easy. Alright, so I clean it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I will just finish this repair since I don't have the LCD. I will put the screws back, all of them. So So this is the last screw. I put all the screws back, take the battery off, and now I will connect the LCD. Alright, and I will put this bracket here. Okay, and actually before I put this LCD back, I will have to put the adhesive here. One strip of adhesive on this line, on this side, and one strip on this side, and I have this tiny adhesive. I will put one strip on this side and another one here. Make sure don't cover the camera or the proximity sensor. And once you put them, you connect the LCD here, and just make sure the screen is matching, and glue it down. But because this screen is not working, so I'm not gonna put the adhesive until I get a new screen, and I will replace it. But let me test this phone one more time, just maybe it will work, because I cleaned the screen cables. Turn it on. Alright, we still have the lines. Anyway, alright guys, so I have to replace the screen here for you. If your screen is still good, just do as I follow the steps on the video, and I hope that you finish everything perfectly. And if this video is like helpful for you, please hit the thumbs up, leave your comments on the comments area, and subscribe for more videos, and see you in the next video.